Okay, we're due for a mega update. I thought the easiest way to do this would just be to sit down and kind of do, casual get ready with me. And if I forget to talk about what I'm using, just know it will be all down below. But yeah, as you can tell from the title, lots of updates happening. The first being that, and we will address the elephant in the room. It wasn't an elephant in the room. I feel like it was. Some of you guys are just like a little bit too heavy on like the CIA detection. Because some of you, when I was like 4 weeks pregnant, were commenting like, I think she's pregnant. Well, you weren't wrong. Okay. I am pregnant with baby number 2. I'm currently 24 weeks. It's so funny with the second one. You're just like, I don't even know what's going on. This baby could come tomorrow and I wouldn't even know what day of the week it is. But that's the first thing. Yes, I am pregnant with baby number 2. So we'll chat a little bit about that. And this week, my second eyeshadow collection with Mob Beauty is launching. So we have 3 brand new cream clay shimmers that are launching. They'll be available once this video goes up. So I'm going to show you all 3 of our brand new shades a little bit later on in the video because obviously we have to wait till we get to the eye portion. So let's go ahead and start. If I forget to talk about something that I'm using, just know it will be down below. So I think I'm going to start out with, oh lovely, I got cream bronzer. Already have cream bronzer on me. I'm going to use my HD Skin palette from Makeup Forever because I have really been enjoying this alongside of the Wet n Wild Hydro Tint this summer. And I think it just gives me the perfect amount of coverage. Not too glowy, not too dewy. Most days I don't even have to set this. So let's roll it back. I currently pregnant with baby number 2. I'm having a girl, which funny story, for about 6 weeks, like 6-7 weeks, we thought I was having a boy because I took one of those sneak peek tests. I don't know if you've heard of that company before. It's called Sneak Peek, and you basically can send in a blood sample as early as 6 weeks. I did not send it in that early. I don't even know if I knew I was pregnant at 6 weeks. I sent in a sample around, I think I was 12 to 13 weeks. So I was far enough along to where the gender should have been detected accurately. Unfortunately, it wasn't. So I did that test around, I want to say it was like 12 weeks, and it came back and said boy, which I wasn't surprised. And for those of you who don't regularly follow me or know anything about my life, I do have a 3-year-old son. My husband's side is heavily filled with men. There's not a ton of women on my husband's side. So when it came back boy, I was like, you know what? I'm not shocked. And I have a lot of friends who just always said, like, I see you as being like a boy mom. Like, I don't know what it is. You just seem like a boy mom to me. So, yeah, at 12 weeks, I was like, cool, don't have to do anything. I kept all of my son's stuff for my pregnancy with him. And we were kind of just chilling, like, brainstorming boy names. All of my friends who had done this sneak peek company had positive results. They had accurate results. I think we had 6 people that we knew who have boys and girls, and they used this company and it was right for them. So, I just thought to myself, like, so I was strapped and ready to go. I wasn't, looking at clothes. I wasn't looking at anything. I literally kept everything from my pregnancy with Max. So during this time, I will say I had some naysayers. I had my parents and also Will, who just said, okay, well, I just don't know. Like, they both adamantly felt like I was having a girl. And I was like, okay, you guys, like, ignore the scientific results here, but it says boy. Also noting that my son, before we sent in this early gender reveal thing, my son was so particular about wanting a sister. Like, you could ask him, do you want a brother? Do you want a sister? And it would be girl or sister every single time. He would get furious if we would mention, having a boy. So that was another thing. I was like, oh, well, but I guess you're going to have to suck it up. So 19 weeks rolls around. It is time for my anatomy scan. Both my husband and my son come with me for the ultrasound. And before we get started, she, kind of asks, like, did you do the NIPT test? Do you know what you're having? Do you want to know? And I just told her, well, we didn't do NIPT, but we did the early gender company called Sneak Peek. And it said we were having a boy. So she immediately kind of gives me a side eye. And I'm like, girl, like, what's that about? And I could tell she was like holding back from saying something, not negative, but she definitely was feeling a little shady towards the Sneak Peek company. And I just said, do you get a lot of wrong results with that brand? Because I had talked to my midwife about it, and she said she knew of, she had only had 4 patients where it was wrong. And so I felt pretty confident even, after talking to her. And then the ultrasound tech says, yeah, unfortunately, I do get a lot of wrong boy results with Sneak Peek. And she said it's because male DNA is very easily transferred, especially if you live with more than one male in the house. And that can count, this is so weird to me, it can count for your pet as well. So if you have a male pet, then that also increases your chances of getting a false positive boy result. So I have a male dog, I have a son, and I have a husband. I'm living with 3 males. But yeah, she basically was like, it could be right, but I just want to prep you, like, this, it does happen a lot where the results say boy and then a little girl pops up. So I think she was worried that if the results were wrong, we were going to be disappointed. And my husband jumps in and he's like, just so we're clear, if it's a girl, I'm going to be ecstatic. Like, and so will he, referring to my son, because he had already made it known that he wanted a sister. So not to brag or anything, but I am a self-proclaimed amateur ultrasound tech. I love reading early gender ultrasound photos to see if I can tell what the gender is. And my last ultrasound prior to this was at 9 weeks, and that's just a little bit too early to see. There's certain markers where you can sometimes predict like super early in the ultrasound. And I know I'm gonna have some ultrasound techs come for me, but again, I said amateur. Bless up, your girl is stacked and ready. I love reading those. So when she started the scan, I immediately knew once she got to like the area that, where she was looking for the gender. If you have a boy or you've ever been in the room where a boy ultrasound has been revealed, then it's very obvious. Like, it is so obvious. You can really see it front and center, okay? And so I knew what to look for based on having my son first. And when she started rolling over that area, I was like, wow, that's interesting. It doesn't look like anything is in between the legs. And I looked at her and I said, so where is it? I was like, I know you're looking in between the legs right now. Where is it? And, some ultrasound techs, like, they really don't want to say anything until they get multiple images and multiple views. So she didn't really say anything. And Will is like, I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. I was like, you're literally looking in between the legs. And I was like, there's nothing there. And I look over at the ultrasound tech again and I was like, are you under the butt? Like, is that the butt or something? Because I'm not seeing anything in between the legs. Finally, after what felt like 10 minutes of like speculation, she was like, okay, so you want to find out, like, you want to know for sure, you want to confirm or deny. And we were like, yes. And she said, so you don't see a penis there because there isn't one. And she was like, you're having a girl. My jaw was literally on the floor. Like, I was shocked. Like, I just, not only did I feel like 100% the same, like, I have a lot of friends who have boys and girls, and they just talk about how different each pregnancy was with a boy compared to a girl. And I felt the same. Like, I've literally felt the same with this pregnancy as I did with my son. So that was another reason I was like, oh, okay, like, it's probably another boy. When I tell you Will was like jumping up and down, he was like, I knew it. And he will admit this now, but he wouldn't have if the ultrasound would have confirmed boy. But he is dying, like on the floor, dying, ready to be a girl dad. So he was ecstatic. I just could not believe it. I'm taking a little bit of my Mauve blurring powder for my entire face. I've literally used the Makeup Forever palette. So I'll have all the numbers that I use down below. So yeah, the ultrasound tech was not shocked at all. She was like, I just had a feeling when you came in. I just can't tell you how many times like this has happened. And she was thrilled that we were excited about it, because she was like, you know, I get a lot of people who get a boy result and, you know, already have like 2 girls and they have mega gender disappointment. So she was like, I'm glad that it's like the opposite for you guys. But, you know, she just basically said she gets super scared when she hears that people do sneak peeks. So, and since posting about this, I've had several people send me messages saying the same exact thing happened to them. Even opposite, like the sneak peek saying that they were having a girl and it was actually a boy, which is supposed to be even more rare with the company. It's supposedly just supposed to be really easy to transfer male DNA. So I don't really know what happened, other than I guess I just live in a testosterone fueled household, because yeah, I found out at my 18 week, or I guess I was 19 weeks, that I'm now going to be a boy and a girl mom. So that's a big part of why you haven't been seeing me as much this year. And I swear every time I would get on here Instagram, one of y'all would be like, you're pregnant. I can tell in your face. I'm telling you, some of y'all have the audacity, because the messages I was getting weekly, I was like, I was floored. I was dead. I was gone. I was out the window when I would get messages like that. By the way, I have been a clear brow gel only girl for the entire summer. Like, I've barely been filling in my eyebrows, and I've been using this one from Wet n Wild. It's literally just like their super cheap clear brow gel. It holds the brows in place. And I don't know, I just feel like when I have darker hair, like I don't have any highlights right now, I don't want to make my brows any darker. I kind of like them a shade lighter than my hair. My due date is basically New Year's, January 4th. So thoughts and prayers to me. I really, really do not want to have a Christmas baby. I think I'll be like 38 weeks around Christmas. I went to 39 and 5 with Max before my water broke. So fingers crossed, because I don't want, who wants to go into freaking labor on Christmas? So that's announcement number 1. More of like an elephant in the room at this point, because I did announce on Instagram 2 or 3 weeks ago. But announcement number 2, my new 3 eyeshadows, my cream clay shimmers, have just launched with Mob Beauty. By the time this video goes up, I think they'll have launched maybe like within 24 hours. So I have 3 brand new cream clay shimmer eyeshadows. Super excited. I'm going to swatch and try these on for you. Another exciting factor is that these are going to be available at Credo along with my other 2 initial cream clay shimmer launches, M145 and M146. You're going to be able to get those at Credo now, which is really exciting. I love Credo. I think they're innovators in the clean beauty world, but I am super excited for these to reach another audience that is the Credo fan base. So let's talk about these 3 new shades. Inspo, I'm going to try on, I guess I could try, I'll try them all on for you. But I really want to do a specific look with M162, which is this beautiful gunmetal. The inspo for this color was Cher's 1998 Believe album, which was the first CD that I ever owned when I got a CD player. I just remember my mom bought me a CD player, and the Cher Believe album was the album I chose to go with my CD player. And so this shade, if you go look up that album, you'll see that the undertone is almost identical. I think Vic nailed it when we were developing this shade. So this is a nice, gorgeous, metallic gunmetal. It is so wearable. I know you're looking at this right now and you're thinking, girl, like this was the silver that I wore back in 2011, and honey, it was for me too. Like, I will put my 2011 prom photo where I absolutely shifted the silver up past my non-existent eyebrows at the time. But we worked so hard to make this wearable, and I think you're gonna be really surprised when I put this on and you see just how it's like a modern metallic. That's how I've been describing it to people. So I mainly want to do my look with M162, but I am going to pop a little bit of M160 on. This is a frosty white. Frosty white was kind of like a brainstorm between me and Alicia, one of the co-founders of Mob Beauty. She is such a cool woman. If you've ever met her before, then you know like how special she is. She just has this energy. And when she was talking to me about Icy White, I was like, throw it on the roster, sis. We're going to do the Icy White. So this is a neutral Icy White. A lot of whites will pull blue or they'll have a pink shift. You know, the kind of like that duochrome effect. We did not want that with this. We wanted true, crisp, clean, frosty white. And that's what it is. And when it's paired with 162, it is chef's kiss. It turns the gunmetal into platinum silver. So think Destiny's Child, Say My Name. Think Dixie Chicks, Fly album. You know what I mean? Like those classic silver white combinations when you think of the albums, the outfits that they were wearing. This is what we were going for. And then last but not least, we have M161, which we are calling Popular Girl, because when we did a little testing phase and we had some people in the Mob Lab testing these shades out, everyone wanted to wear Popular Girl. And I think you can see why. It is this beautiful like sandy taupe. Definitely just depending on how light or deep your skin tone is. If you are more fair, this is going to come off as like a light bronze. If you are more deep, it's going to come off as like a rich sandy taupe. It's just that shade that everyone seeks out when they go to look at an eyeshadow lineup. So this was something that we really wanted to basically appeal to everyone. You know, M160 and M162, those sometimes can be very like shade specific. And I'm going to prove to you that they are more wearable than they look. But on first appearance, I feel like a lot of people will look at those and be like, is that something that I'll wear every day? A lot of people will probably look at that and say no. But with M161, there's no denying this is the everyday color. So I think what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and pop a little bit of M161 on so you can see. So per usual, I'm just going to take my finger. Fun fact about this shade, we used M145 as a base. M145 was my first cream clay shimmer eyeshadow that we developed from the last launch. And we really just worked to deepen her up a bit. Make her a little bit more sandy, a little bit more bronzy. And this is what we came up with. So that's one layer of M161. And I personally love doing two. I just think that two is the perfect amount of shine. It gets shinier the more that you use. And I do want to point out that we did listen to some of your feedback from the first launch. And we put a little bit more grip into these newer shades. So I know some of you were looking for a little bit more longevity. And I do want to go back and re-clarify. These formulas were not designed to have a 100% dry down. Due to like the clean formula nature of these, in order to get this high shine, we really could not put a ton of that sugar polymer, which dries down creams. That's the really clean ingredient that Vic uses in these to get that dry down. If you put too much of that sugar polymer in, we found that it absolutely just takes away from all of this gorgeous shine. And so we really did what we felt was most compatible with this type of formulation, because these are not just eyeshadows. You can use these on your cheeks as highlighters. You can use them on your Cupid's bow. You can mix on the lips with these. And so we wanted to do what was really most compatible with this formula and the overall formula that Vic initially had in mind before like they even approached me on collaborating with these eyeshadows. And that was something that was super easy to reapply, something that is easy to apply with the fingers, that you can mix and manipulate, and it's not going to dry down and make the eyes look crepey. So with phase one, that's what we went with. With phase two, we added a little bit more sugar polymer because we saw that some of you with oily eyelids were really struggling with the longevity that you wanted. So I'm hoping that you all find that these newer shades have that extra grip. They have a little bit more of that sugar polymer, but we still kept the gorgeous shine. So this is 161, and I'm gonna put on my lip because I feel like you all are not gonna get the 100% full effect without a lip. I feel naked without my lip. I'm gonna take Mob's M1990 Lip Liner, and I'm gonna pair it with Jessica Hayes's new lipstick, which I have been obsessed with. This is the Mob Jessica Hayes M154 lipstick. It is such a pretty nude. I love it with M1990 Lip Liner. It's that nice, just cool tone nude. And I wanted to show you this with Popular Girl because I just feel like they're super compatible together. Fun fact, I was with Jessica in the lab when she was developing this lipstick. And if you missed what happened with this lipstick launch, Jessica had two shades. She had this one, M154, and what's now M154B, which is a little bit more pink and even more pale than this. She initially wanted the more pink pale one to be the launch shade. And unfortunately, there was a mix-up in the lab, and they developed the second runner-up color as the actual shade. And I'm so glad that happened because I was rooting for this particular shade. Like when we were swatching them in the lab, I remember leaning more towards this one, which is a bit more peachy. But they've since released both now. You can get both shades. You can get her original one, which is now called M154B, and it is a pale pink, like cool tone pink. This is a pale warm tone peach. But I'm so glad that they did both, because I think that this particular shade, like look at it with M161 eyeshadow. Okay, so I wanted to show you Popular Girl with a lip on because I just feel like you don't really get the full effect until you see, you know, with a full face on the lips. I have to have a lip on. But now I'm going to take it off and I'm going to show you M160 and M162 together. Okay, my hair is killing me and I feel like M160 and M162 look so banging with like a slick back bun. That's how I've been taking a lot of my promo shades for it. I don't have a slick back bun right now, but she's slicked back enough. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to take a little bit of M162. Here she is. Same thing, just going to apply with my finger. These are super easy to apply, absolutely no fuss. And immediately, she's just giving a vibe. Like, I can't explain the magic that releases in my soul every time I put this on. I don't know what Vic did. He added like a little bit of blue, I know, to this particular shade. And it's so pretty to me. I can't even explain it. Alicia said the other day that she's noticing in the content that I'm creating that M162 is my favorite child. And I'm not going to disagree with her because, yeah, there's just something about this color that I freaking love. And I hope you guys try it out and I hope you feel the same because it's just such a gorgeous... To me, like, I would rock this shade every single day because when you close the lid, it's just almost like this peekaboo effect. It's not this obnoxious, you know, like meddling silver that really, like, I feel like when you look at it in person especially, and I'm going to cut myself off. If you have blonde hair, blue eyes, Alicia in this shade it's fire. This shade on blondes, I think, looks even better than it does on me. So I'm just going to go ahead and give the blondies out there a warning. Like, you're just going to slay in this particular. No ifs, ands, or buts. It is just, it's fun. I love it. I said in a video the other day that, like, if this particular shade were available to, like, Christina, Britney back in the early 2000s, done. Like, this would be the silver metallic gunmetal that everyone would be wearing. So super proud of this shade. It's fun, but also just so wearable. So this is M162. I wanted to put it on by itself so you could kind of see it first. but I am going to pop a little bit of M160 on. And the benefit of M160, so let's talk about her for a minute. M160 is gorgeous by itself. It is also gorgeous as a highlighter. Like, if you want to throw this on as a gorgeous highlight, actually I may just go ahead and do that. It works so well as a highlighter as well. But M160 for me really shines as a mixer shade. I love mixing this with every single current cream play shimmer that we have. So M145 from my initial launch, you mix it with M160 and it turns into like a pale lilac tone. You mix this with Popular Girl, M161, and it's gonna make this one even more like champagne toasty bronzy. So M160 to me, I love mixing it, and I'm not necessarily just a person who's gonna go put like a frosty white on. So I want to let you know that if that's not you either, and if it is, because I have one of my best friends, like my oldest friends from elementary school, to this day she only wears white eyeshadow. Don't ask me why. High school, white eyeshadow. I don't even know where she was getting this white eyeshadow from. See how pretty it is as a highlighter too? But if wearing just white is not your thing, it's gorgeous as a mixer. So I'm going to pop just a little bit because she will pop off. She does shine to the center of my lid. Look at her go. Just adds a nice little touch of a very stark kind of frosty shine. And if I bring this all over my lid, it will completely lighten up 162 to be a very light frosty silver. I am going to pop on a little bit of Mauve mascara to complete this look because this eyeshadow is absolutely stunning once you get the mascara on with it. Really just like this black pops off against the silver, the gunmetal. Okay, and I think that's it. I think this completes the look. I just, first of all, can't thank you all enough for really just like hanging in with me throughout the past year and a half. I have been embarking on so many different journeys, not only like personally, and also with my family, but business-wise. This collaboration and partnership with Mauve really came out of nowhere. It was nothing that I was expecting or planning, much less expanding and doing a part 2. Like, I just thought, okay, this is amazing. They want to collab with me and we're going to do these 2 shades and then they're going to go off and they're going to create a full lineup. I'll always have these special 2 shades. I was shocked when Alicia called me this summer and she was like, we've got to team up again. We've got to do a 2.0. We want to expand. We want to get into Credo and we need more shades in order to do that. And we want you to come in again. So yeah, this has just been a very pleasant surprise for me, and the amount of support that you guys carried on that first launch was just amazing. Alicia was talking about how they had never experienced where people bought 1-to-1, so you guys were going in and buying both colors. They were expecting one to do better than the other, or most people to just buy one particular color, and it was almost even the entire launch period for M145 and M146. So I wanted to step out of my comfort zone a little bit. M145, M146, I feel like super wearable colors for everyone. With this new collection, we wanted to bring some fun in. We wanted to bring some nostalgia in. Nostalgia is definitely the name of the game for this new launch. Again, I cannot stop looking at M162. I am just like utterly in love with this color. And M162 is the shade that we did the least amount of revisions on. I think we only had 2 to 3 prototypes, maybe 3 for M162, and then we were like, that's it, that's her, like she's done. But yeah, the amount of support for me and these eyeshadows, I cannot thank you guys enough. Can't thank you enough for hanging in there with me. Second pregnancy. I also have one other sneaky little surprise coming in October. And it's the one that I've been talking about for a year and a half. And most of you probably know what it is. And I'm going to tease it very soon. Actually, I'm probably just we're going to link all socials for it very soon and let you guys check it out. So that will be coming in October. Very excited to share that other thing I've been working on. And yeah, I'll have all of the links down below, name colors for the eyeshadows, descriptions. I know sometimes with the numbering system on the eyeshadows, some of you get confused. So I'll put, you know, M162, shimmering gunmetal, M160, frosty white. You guys can easily find these on the Mob website, or also Credo. They will be available on Credo as well. So, I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions for me, leave them down below, but I hope this gets you caught up on everything that's been going on with me. I hate when YouTubers do really extensive, like where I've been, what's been going on videos, because although you have an audience, it's just like, okay, most of the time, like they don't care that deep. You know what I mean? Like it's not that deep. Like we all have stuff going on. So I don't know. I feel weird doing updates sometimes. But I felt like this one was necessary. And I wanted to talk about my new eyeshadows. So, hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you pick up the eyeshadows, what your thoughts are. And if you don't, thank you for watching this video. Thank you just for supporting by watching this video. So, I will see you guys fairly quickly. I think I've got another video coming up within like the next week or so. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.